Welcome to Memorial Day Monday, May 26, 2025. This podcast being brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Feel the energy of Converse County. Explore Douglas's railroad heritage, Ayers Natural Bridge, and the Jackalope legend. Glen Rock boasts scenic trails, dinosaur history, and small town charm. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, wanted to do just a very brief update for you on this Memorial Day Monday as we take time to observe. We'll talk a little bit about the weather. We'll have our usual full-length podcast for you tomorrow, including a lot of great photos that came in over the weekend. For today, we're going to remain very cool and damp along and east of the I-25 corridor. Boy, there was some really beneficial rains hitting some of you, and we'll show you those totals as we go into the next couple of days. If you're along and east of I-25, it's more of the same. Cloudy, cool, and wet with occasional showers and thunderstorms. Now, temperatures do begin to warm up a little bit beginning tomorrow, but it's still going to be a slow process, especially east of the divide. Now, by the weekend, it's going to be feeling, well, like late May and early June, warming up both sides of the divide by next weekend. But we're going to be this week, especially east of the divide, cool, and the opportunities between today and especially through Wednesday for more rain and thunderstorm chances will be high. And as we get into the end of the week, into the following week, it looks, well, as it should, kind of getting into that late spring / early summer type pattern across the west. The satellite photo this morning really showing the upslope conditions. You can see the blue clouds, those low clouds the satellite are seeing, then the brighter clouds of the showers and thunderstorms. And you can see, as we showed you last week, it's weak upslope that's drawing moisture from the plains. It's just the right setup to really bring that high humidity air. West of the divide, it's a totally different story, and that's how it's going to go again today. This upper low, which we showed you on Friday, which was over the Great Basin, is as advertised, just very slowly drifting eastward. And the counterclockwise spin around the low, the clockwise around the high up here in Canada, just brings the persistent upslope. And the moist air has had several days to kind of gather. If you look at how patterns have evolved in the winter and the spring of fast-moving systems, when you get these slower ones, that's when you really have an opportunity, especially in the areas that are really being hit with the drought conditions the worst. This is the type of pattern that you got to have. So as we go through today, this is what it looks like, about what it was like Saturday and Sunday. As we get into midweek, Wednesday, that upper level low kind of gets better put together over Minnesota and Wisconsin. And we have the counterclockwise rotation still kind of wrapping back cool, moist air, kind of in a different direction, not so much upslope, but it's still going to be a moist, unstable air mass along and east of the divide. Warmer, drier west of the divide, quite cool in the Great Lakes, the Midwest, and the Corn Belt, and as you'll see, wet. So that gets us through Wednesday. By the weekend, well, that all begins to shift east out of the area. We start to see this high pressure ridge beginning to build. We have this upper level low here off the coast of the Baja. This looks like it will produce a lot of weather. It won't. It will start to produce showers and thunderstorms down here. That'll be something to monitor. But overall, we start to see along and east of the divide this high beginning to push in. So it's going to be a slow process. So in the short term, we have a lot of this high humidity air. Precipitable water values are very high east of the divide today. Tomorrow, notice it's a little bit drier out here on the plains, but there's this nether plume right here coming in, moving around that low in the upper Midwest. And by Wednesday, it's very thick again, but it gets onto both sides of the divide. So we're going to see shower and thunderstorm activity through Wednesday, very commonplace. And along and west of the divide, for some of you, midweek, you've got a chance of a little bit of the shower and thunderstorm activity. And these are the precipitation potential areas for the next 3 days, basically through Thursday morning. So Kansas, the Panhandles, Texas, even eastern New Mexico. But you can see the same areas that got wet over the weekend have got the next 3 days to add to some of those totals. Then if we put up the divide here, a little bit more in the way of activity over the next 3 days. High pressure, though, over the Great Basin back into California and the desert Southwest, at least through midweek. Then the 10-day and 5-day outlook can be broken up for the first 5 days like this. This is the temperature anomaly averaged out over the next 5 days. So between now and Friday, the average temperatures here remain very cool and very warm over here. And it's going to be kind of like this really for most of the week. Coldest here over the next 2 to 3 days, but all areas really warm up by the weekend. You'll see these orange and red areas shift more eastward out into the plains, but really not until Friday and the upcoming weekend. Have yourself a good Memorial Day. Have a safe one. We'll have more for you tomorrow.